Good morning, St. Lucia. Guess who's back? We're here with Pet Busby, of course, our amazing caterer, and it's all about our Creole heritage. And you know what? One of the dynamics, or I should say, even one of the things that make up our Creole culture is our food. And we're known for tasty, delicious food. And this particular dish we're going to talk about today is something that has been cooked at some point or another in every St. Lucian household, and I can say that with confidence. We love it so much, we make it all the time, and we sing about it in our songs. So guess what? Today it's all about green fig and saltfish. And Pet, thank you again for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Perfect. And you know what? We want to know about green fig and saltfish, traditionally. How was it before?
Well, green figs and saltfish is our official national dish. As to how it became our national dish, I am not too sure,
Good question.
but I have my own, my own reasoning behind. At one time, bananas used to be was the mainstay of our economy. It was the cheapest thing.
The green gold.
Yes, green gold as they called it. And saltfish was not as costly as it is now. It was actually a poor man's thing. So I guess, green figs and saltfish, since the majority of the population at the time, was, kind of middle, lower income. So I guess that's, if everybody been able to cook it, easy access to it, I guess it became our national dish. Don't quote me on it, St. Lucia. This is just my personal interpretation of it. My personal interpretation. Okay, the green figs are normally boiled. Traditionally, it's peeled and boiled with salt water. Some people add some oil to it. But again, modern day people, we have our health fanatics. We boil it with the skin, and not just for health. We have some people who just do not want their fingers stained and everything else. So they boil it with the skin, which scientifically it's the healthier way because the iron and everything remains in there. Some people may tell you that the taste is different, but like Chela, if this is all you know, it will, doesn't make a difference, right?
You know what, say Lucia, listen, she threw me under the bus there, but guess what? Yes, I cook it with the skin, but I'm so happy I came today because before all I could say was, hey, it's convenient, but now I can throw in as my first line of defense, it's healthier, besides the convenience and easier cooking, so.
Okay, yes, and saltfish, traditionally it was cod, but now I think with a depletion of cod and our oceans being malmanaged or mishandled, we have kind of moved into using different fishes as saltfish, salting them and calling them saltfish. What I have found in my personal um, experiments is that when the saltfish is charred, it's kind of charred over coals, the salt content is a lot less. So then the soaking does not it is not mandatory that you soak it. Whereas if you boil it, I find the salt content remains a lot higher. All right. So for me, when I'm into the green figs and saltfish. When I'm cooking traditional foods, I usually char my meats before, and it does give it that authentic flavor. All right, it's like that fouye side. Your grandmother used to throw that on the wood, and it had that. It gives it that really authentic char woodsy flavor. This is how I like it. And I know from my upbringing, and we were not the richest, we were not the poorest, so we were kind of middle class. What green figs and saltfish was, it was boiled saltfish, boiled green figs. The saltfish was roasted, and the char removed, most of the char removed because of the scales and stuff. And my grandfather or my grandmother, they took turns at doing that. Would peel the cucumber, which was out in the backyard. They would peel it, and they would sit down. It was meticulous. They would sit down and get the cucumber into this spiral slice, a continuous slice. So it was nice and thin, and they would season it with some oil, coconut oil most of the time, and some garlic. And the garlic, they would hold it and kind of scrape it with the knife and put the chives and salt in there. and that was the cucumber salad. So traditionally it is green figs, the roasted saltfish, but nothing really was done to the saltfish. It was just that charred, you know, chipped saltfish with your cucumber and oil. This is what I know as traditional green figs and saltfish. Again, with modern time, um, you know, you taste with your eye first. We need to have that appeal. We need, again, with tourism right now being our mainstay, we need to make it more appealing to the guests. You know, so we have kind of updated the green figs and saltfish, and we have added the peppers, the bell peppers, the seasoning peppers, the onions, the tomatoes, you know, the parsleys and stuff like that to just give it that appeal.
So, St. Lucia, guess what? After all of this, listen, I swear again, Smell-O-Vision needs to come on a lot sooner. But this is our completed dish, our completed plate. It's green fig and saltfish. Again, compliments Pet. And let me tell you, it looks good. And, you know, back in the days, yeah, I'll just taste it. Now, she did something with the cucumber. It tastes really good. Just a little salt, garlic. Am I missing something? Chives. And it tastes good. So I will be your nose, your eyes, your sense of taste today. So we're gonna try it out. And listen, this is very good. Pet, I'm smiling more than I can describe it. It's amazing. And again, it's local, it's ours, it's our culture. Pet, thank you so much for that. This was green fig and saltfish St. Lucian style, people. Enjoy. Hey everybody, good morning St. Lucia. Thank you for joining us. Of course, you are watching This Morning here on DBS, and today I have a special guest with us. Well, you know, every day I think I have a special guest, but it's Creole Heritage Month, so every person we get just has a really great contribution. And we have Christopher Duncan, who's actually a physical education teacher, but still wears many hats. But you were going to be talking all about dance and our folk dances here today. Chris, how are you doing today?
I'm good. It's a wonderful day, and it's a good day to be at the Folk Research Center. Thank you for having me on your program.
And I'm so pleased that I was able to catch up with you. Listen, we were tracking him down. He doesn't know that, but like we had a tracking device. So we were able to catch up with you today. And before we jump right into our dance and culture, you know, just tell us a little bit more about yourself, because you do wear many hats. You're not just a physical education teacher.
I'm a special educator by training, professionally, and that would have me, I deal with program development for children with developmental disabilities. And added to that I am a physical education teacher. Before I were any of these, I was also a regular classroom teacher. So these are all come together to form this gentleman here. And from as early as Form 3 at CCSS, my alma mater, best secondary school in the country, yes, I got involved in dance and folk dance, and I have not turned away since.
Great. Now listen, he's been involved with dance and had an interest for it for about maybe 25 to 26 years.
About, yes.
So this is why we're going to get some real good information here on dance and, you know, really the dances that make a part of our culture.
Okay. The definition, most times when we talk about culture, we speak about what we're doing collectively as a people over a period of time, what came from our forefathers, and we are now either adding our own to it. The dances that are recognized insofar as our history is concerned are those dances that the older folk appreciated and brought forward. If we can put them in terms of names, we have the La Comète, which is purely indigenous to St. Lucia. If you see it anywhere else, it must have been a St. Lucian who taught it to you, or you came to St. Lucia to learn it. And St. Lucians are great at everything they do, so they didn't just create the La Comète, they created 3 variations of it. We have the La Comète Roulée for the older folk who don't want to get tired too easily, so they can roll around on the floor. We have the La Comète Piché for those who can take a little more energy. And we have the La Comète Mazouk, or La Comète Mazouka, depending on where you are in the country, you'll be using that terminology. This one is really the exciting one that people throw themselves all over the floor with. Added to that, there's the polka. We have the Italian polka. We have the Norwegian, which is more like a square dance, or what they call maypole dance, something like that. We have the Scottish, which I'm not too sure whether it has Scottish origin or just the word, but I can tell you, in my own experience, I was in Jamaica, and a group of Scottish people were at a hotel having their own little fun together, and I saw them doing a dance that the steps were so similar to the dance that we call the Scottish. And that really touched me. So yes, we have the Scottish, we have the Moolala, which when you start talking about folk dance and you ask children to come together, that's the one everybody loves, the Moolala. We have the Weedover, and when you're through with these folk dances, it's usually culminated in a Guongo. That's the big round, the end of all the festivities, the one where you unwind, you leave all the steps and the formats and the patterns, and you just break free. And we wouldn't talk about folk dance and not mention that there are also these folk dances that are patterned. So we have what we call the quadrille, which is the misnomer. Everybody, when you come to folk dance, they say, "Oh, you're going to dance quadrille."
Right.
No, but quadrille in itself, as the word suggests, quad is four partners, and drill, they do the same thing over and over. So in St. Lucia, we have 4 quadrilles: figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, and figure 4.
Yeah, because if you look at even some of the quadrille steps and whatnot, the movements,
There's a dance,
they're-
we left out the walls in the folk dances that has the same 1, 2, 3 movement, but I guess it would be there's a greater emphasis to have it more cultured in the folk dances. The country and western, they give it a different twist, they give it a relax, a different kind of flavor.
Right, because the waltz would be more of a European, upright.
Although,
sort of style.
even in the St. Lucian context, we do our own version of a waltz. And I'm thinking that's where the country and western came from. Those persons who had the difficulty in transitioning from the European waltz to the St. Lucian waltz decided, you know what, I ain't going to do either of them. Let's have country and western instead. That's my best explanation of it. Maybe somebody else might think differently.
Nice. Now you see, it's amazing how our culture continues to grow
It's
and
very
evolve.
dynamic,
Where
very
we've come from,
Very dynamic.
with the African influences, we have European influences in the presence of our dance, and of course things indigenous to ourselves. So where are we moving forward now when it comes to our cultural dances?
I'm an optimist. And everybody keeps saying the culture is dying, the children not taking that. I don't share that view. I think we would all like to see more, but avenues are being created, things are happening with young children, get exposed to it, and once they are exposed to it, they get to love it, and they're going to continue to do it. What I will tell you, though, is they will not leave it alone. They're going to add their own flavor, their own movement to it, but it's going to live, it's going to continue. It will never die.
Great. Now, before you wrap up, what message would you like to send to St. Lucia, especially when it comes, it's Creole Heritage Month now, it's a time to get involved and just dive into the culture. What would you want to tell them about being involved in our dances?
Moi, so ça, je vais dire ça en créole parce que c'est créole nous parler, créole qui est langue maman nous. C'est lucien. En moi, héritage créole, si vous pas fait rien pour l'année, en moi, héritage créole, aille danser anti-danser, aille danser anti-quadrille, aille apprendre anti-manger, aille apprendre anti-bail, kilti, parce que c'est ça qui sont nous. St. Lucians, if you don't do anything for the rest of the year, but at the very least, when it comes to Creole Heritage Month, go get involved in something, go learn something, go do something. That is what is happening in the country at the time. Be a part of it. Support the Folk Retreat Center and the communities that are presenting Journée Creole. That would be my message.
All right, St. Lucia. So I hope you heard that. Listen loud and clear. It's early in the morning, so take this message in and again, just dive right into our culture. There's so much more happening for the month, so get involved. All right, St. Lucia, so this is the time that you need to sit down, relax. Just take a few minutes out of your busy morning to just sit down and enjoy a classic St. Lucia story. So let's take in our storytelling with George Fish Alphonse.
Monsieur, il est quick.
What?
Il est quick.
What?
Kopelape did not like the way animals were being treated. So he decided to organize a conference on animal rights. Il est quick.
What?
Kopelape gathered all the animals together at Kopelape style. Everybody have rights, eh? Human rights, gay rights, everybody Everybody have rights except animals. We need our rights now. Not some of our rights, but all of our rights. The right to be animals. In quick.
Quack.
In quick.
Quack.
So, Copain Latte organized a conference. He invite all the animals, he invite Caribbean Conservation Association, he invite Greenpeace, he invite the United Nations, they invite all the animals in Animal Kingdom, and they invite mankind. Mankind seeing how animals can organize conference and how animals must stay to be animals. Eagle decide he will fly all the animals free of charge. You can call me Eagle Air. Quick.
Quack.
Quick.
Quack.
Mankind say they'll make their own travel arrangements. When they at the conference came, animals start arriving all around the place. The animals say how they pass mankind along the way. All the animals reach safe after a long while. Mankind show up. Coming late, strolling, always an excuse as usual, see how Concorde break down in the air and how they had to stop to fix an engine in the air. In the quick!
Quack.
So, après the asses là, je talk who yo. In the quick!
Quack.
When everything, all the animals organize themselves for Pela Pesta, welcome to the first historic conference on the rights of animals. As you are aware, planet Earth is in danger. All our surroundings in danger. Because of who? Because of man. Mankind spending all their time building weapons of destruction. And this has caused animals grave concern. Since we too have to live on planet Earth. Quick.
Quack.
All the animals start to applaud and start to complain. Copain Latte say, the floor is now open for comments. Now, waiting. Copain share stand up. Mr. Chairman, I've got a bone to pick. Mr. Chairman, I don't like the way mankind have dog working so hard. No rest day. No vacation, dog working round the clock, round the year. Dog want better working conditions. And this watchdog work too dangerous, nowadays. Them thief and criminals have big guns, AK-47. All dog have is a little You think that will work in them modern times?
No, never.
Hey, quick!
Quack.
Quick!
Quack.
A chicken get up and chicken start funning her little ones clucking on and saying, Mr. Chairman, I don't like the rate at which mankind eating chicken. Every day is chicken, chicken roti, chicken hot dog, chicken burger, chicken, and they're boasting, we do chicken right. Mr. Chairman Latte, I don't like this. Turkey jump up and turkey say, I agree. Take the situation of my people. The United States of America, supposed to be a free nation. Well, America set aside a day just to eat us turkey. And as you know, they calling it Thanksgiving Day. You don't know what it's like to live like a turkey, You know you are going to be killed, to be eaten by this big belly mankind. Mr. Chairman and delegates, I and my family, we are applying for political asylum. I'm not going back in this terrible place where a turkey have to live in constant fear. Quick!
Quack.
Quick!
Quack.
All the animals start to think, frog get up and frog start to complain. Mr. Chairman, frog, even though frog is the ugliest animal on the face of the earth, but beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, Mr. Chairman. One day I going down the road hopping with my wife and my children and my family when mankind launch a vicious attack. with bottles and stones and throwing salt all on my back. Mr. Chairman, they killed my whole family, you know. I alone was left to tell the tale. You think that is right? Forget to them nothing, just a little hop and chop, hop and chop. Oh, salt all on frog back. In the creek.
Quack.
Mankind get vexed because mankind start to quarrel and start to get on the stupid. You know, mankind ignorant already. Mankind see all them animals talking nonsense. Don't worry with them. You know, take bird example. Bird does always disrespect mankind. You know, when mankind get up on morning, bird shit all on mankind vehicle. When mankind passing, dropping all on the thing on mankind head. So eagles start to ball out and the eagles say, hey, boy, you ain't seen nothing yet. You complaining. If you all can't change your ways, I'm going to call all birds together and we will rage a shit war. You ain't seen nothing, or shall I say you ain't smelled nothing yet. In the quick! In the quick! All the animals had something negative to say about mankind. All the animals complain about mankind. So they passed a resolution to send the United Nations peacekeeping force in animal kingdom to protect the animals and the environment. They say mankind don't need no protection. You have enough protection to protect themselves. In the creek. When the creek. When the creek below.
St. Lucia, Idiqui. All right, now listen up. That was storytelling. This is part of our culture. And that's just, again, another thing that makes it so colorful and why we should be proud of being St. Lucians and, of course, part of the Caribbean. Now, we started you off the right way, so you need to take this energy, go out with it, have an amazing day. And, of course, special shout-outs. Want to say good morning to Mr. Lindell Norville. Appreciate all your feedback. And also, I got stopped by Albert from PCD Bridens. Thank you so much as well. Appreciate that you're always following. And everybody else who keeps following us, listen, if you're not subscribed yet, go check out our YouTube channel, search DBS Morning Show. Subscribe today so you're always part of the action. And it's always going to be a good morning right here on This Morning. I'll see you tomorrow.
So this is Billy and Bobby. Despite the names, they're two girls. And they're actually sisters. They're both 2 years old and would actually make fantastic guard dogs. And they work as a team. They're very used to being in a family. Actually, the reason why we're blessed with their presence is because previous owner could not take care of them anymore. But they'd make a wonderful addition to any family, and possibly to yours. And they're neutered too.
All right, great. So two beautiful, amazing dogs here. Please call the number on your screen for SLAP, St. Lucia Animal Protection Society, and then, of course, help them find a good home.